Hello, this is Greg Allison, Green Greg. It's coming to you on the 6th of April, 2021. Time on deck, 21:3700 hours, Central Daylight Time. Russia is flexing their muscles, yet they're scared of Joe Biden? Milquetoast Joe? Really? Well, that's exactly what one article says. And as you may recall, there was a lot of animosity between the Clinton administration and Russia, and somewhat between the Obama administration and Russia. So, in fact, Hillary was such a candidate that had the Russians so inflamed, apparently, that Vladimir Putin actually stated that had Hillary got elected, that he would have launched a first strike against the United States. Now, maybe he was just blowing hot air, but holy smoke. Part of that was because perhaps Hillary was talking about putting a no-fly zone over Syria and enforcing it. And she even said on TV that if Russians violated it, flew their MiGs at that, she'd shoot them down. Wow. Okay, I can see maybe where Vladimir was coming from. That was a huge statement. But there's a lot going on right now. Russia is really flexing their muscles, and not in good ways at all. We're going to go into that. And we're going to go in this, we're going to start out with this little Biden thing because it's kind of biting. It's a kind of a strange story. But before we get into all this, just bear in mind, I bring you these stories in the spirit of keeping your eyes wide open and head on a swivel. And I call my followers very affectionately swivel heads because I know they're very aware they have their eyes wide open, head on swivel, to see what's coming at us, to understand what we may have to deal with, so that we'll know to prepare and how to prepare and get our friends and family prepared for these challenging times ahead. Prepping is the objective here. Also, prevention. I do cover a lot of things that we can do to try to help prevent some of these things from coming to pass. I do discuss that in a lot of my videos. So I'm not all fear porn. I have hope porn. All right. That's kind of funny, right? So even in the face of doomsday, you got to laugh. So, my friends, if you've not already subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Bang the update notification bell and click all. That way you'll be sure to get the update notifications to my future videos. Now, also, I'm going to give you a little shameless plug. I do a lot of other videos on other topics like gardening. I do videos on worm farming. One should be coming out tomorrow. And I do videos on such things as growing microgreens and some other things about wild edibles. How you can eat from the weeds and the trees, the medicinal values of that. And that stuff is free. Of course, I do also implore people to go to the box store and get supplies that way. But also, sometimes it's just the best way to prep is to get the long-term food storage, the stuff that lasts a long time, because, even when you're growing food, you have bad years and you still got skills to learn, and it takes time to grow it. Also, you got to bear in mind that, you may not always get the calories and the proteins you need when you're out eating from the weeds and trees. So at least until you get a lot of experience. So with all that in mind, I've got really good specials. Right now, we've got a great special. Go to prepwithgreg.com and you can get a 3-month supply of this 25-year-long storage food, 6 of these buckets, $200 off. 200 smackaronis, $200 off, man, for 6 of these. This stuff lasts 25 years. It's 2,000 calories per day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is real food. This will make you a winner. Yeah, it's freeze-dried to make it lightweight so you can carry it with you. And I've also done videos on sanitizing and purifying water. And guess what? The pouches in here are nice, handy carrying size, unlike some of the other pouches that some of the other guys offer. So they're just simply, it's not a better deal than my Patriot Supply. And you get your best deal by going to prepwithgreg.com to get those specials. So you get $200 off for a 3-month supply, and you get $50 off for a 4-week supply. 4-week is 2 of these buckets. So there's a couple other deals in there, like $50 off. And if you click on the My Patriot Supply logo, guess what? You can go into all kind of prepping supplies, and that helps my channel, and it'll help you too. All right, that said, let's go and see what the heck old Biden is got everybody so scared about over in Russia. So let's have a share. We're going to go to some other websites, and we're just going to kick around here for a little bit. How in the world can Biden be scaring Russia? Maybe they don't trust his judgment. I mean, okay, just look at these two faces. Which of these two faces would scare you? Well, maybe they think he's reactionary. I don't know, guys. You tell me. This is a very, this raw story seems to be very supportive of Biden in general, so maybe they think it's good. But scaring anybody that's got a big red button may not be a good thing. So intentionally or not. So yeah, I'm not gonna read all that stuff there. There's just one little paragraph here that's of interest, and not even the whole paragraph, to be quite honest about it. Andrei Sidorov, the deputy dean of world politics at Moscow State University, laid it out clearly on Sunday evening with Vladimir Soloviev, saying, "We will be forced to step into the battlefield in a fight against the collective West." In another program, Soloviev further claimed that Russia will be destroyed very quickly if it loses Donbass. Really? Donbass? You'll be destroyed if you lose Donbass, this little province in Ukraine. Now, I got to agree with this article here. The Ukrainian territory that is not Russian to lose or to keep because Putin's electorate won't stand for it, is what they're claiming here. Hey, that's part of Ukraine, you know, it's part of Ukraine. He even suggested it could lead to a nuclear conflict between Russia and NATO. That implies already that NATO's involved. As you know, the Ruskies have said quite a bit about NATO not getting involved. They've warned us quite a bit not to have NATO involved. So, you know, look here. Russia wants NATO to back down after Putin masses 4,000. Kremlin says NATO troop involvement in Ukraine, you know, basically would break the country and then lead to war. And, you know, there are all kind of things. Russia warns it will take extreme measures if NATO sends men. Russia warns against NATO deploying troops in Ukraine. World War III fears. So there's quite a few articles on this. I'll come back to this idea. There's tons of articles. You can keep going and keep going. You know, 2, 3. You can go on. There's tons of articles on this topic, guys. Tons of articles. It goes on and on and on and on and on. Come here and get 5. You know, and what's it go to? 7. It just keeps going, guys. There's so many articles on this story. So update: Ukraine calls for path into NATO after Russia amasses troops on its border, and that's right here. Bang! Ukraine calls the path into NATO after Russia amasses troops. Eisenhower already had this scrolled up, right? Well, see, this is what you know. Ukraine's looking for help. They're looking for a get out of jail free card. They're looking for some big brother to protect them against the bear. They're hoping the Eagle or NATO or somebody will come in and give them some coverage. And as I've reported earlier, I don't think this is very likely. Yeah, so, but to try to underscore this, Ukraine is actually sending troops to NATO exercises while they got Russians on their border. That's the risk they're willing to take right now in a gambit to get NATO on their side. Now, I have seen reports that claimed that NATO actually did send troops. That's it. Yeah. I don't consider this is not credible, guys. Russia panic. NATO sent thousands of troops to Ukraine to strengthen its borders. And this guy here is being said some thousands. He said 1,000 inside this video. But this video starts out with that little, you know, gimmick, you know, Earth spinning, but they get it spinning backwards and any new services got has Earth spinning to the west. That means the sun would rise in the west. Now, come on, guys. Yeah. Okay. Me no trust. Chuckles, I'm endangered. Yeah. Okay. So says one of the respondents. Yeah, I don't trust this guy here. He said some stuff on it. Just not. He seems to be. Well, he gets a lot of views. Maybe that's what I should do. I should come out and claim crazy stuff. He gets a lot more views, but you can't even tell him how many subscribers he has on this. So he's kind of deceptive here. Kind of weird stuff. All right, we'll forget him. He's nuts. So boom. In fact, we will close that out. That's just too nutty for us to even cogitate on. But you know, NATO might send troops, and if it does, these would be the kinds of things that we've got to be concerned with. Is the Ruskies are not going to be happy. But look what they're up to. The Ruskies are up to other things in other areas. The Russians. Now, hey, let me stop a minute. You know what? I've been to Russia. Enjoyed my trip there in Moscow in March of 2010, just a little over 10 years ago. And there's a lot of good people there. There's good people in every country, every village, every hamlet, of every religion, creed, color, however you want to slice it or dice it. There's people to give you your shirt. There's also bad people that run places, okay? So this is not about the Russians per se. This is more about their military and their leadership. So Vladimir Putin, and I've often hoped that we can make peace with Putin to help us counter China. China has hoped that, that Russia would play against us. And I covered that in a previous video of how that China would like to take away our allies and get us embroiled with different enemies and different things to take us down as a country. So this appears, that we may be too late. We may have lost opportunities here. Maybe we could have persuaded Russia not to be doing some things. But look what Russia's doing. You see these troops lined up here, firing blanks, as it were, probably. And so, and they got a Red Cross truck here. A Red Cross truck, and they're attacking from a Red Cross truck. And very bad. And where are they doing this? Just a few miles from the border of Norway. Are you practicing the attack of Norway? What are you doing, Russia? What is going on here, Mad Vlad? There is a fury among Western military experts as Russia's inhumane portrayal of the sanctity of all laws covering armed conflict, as Russian troops are photographed using ambulances bearing Red Cross symbol as cover. Yeah, that is pretty low. And they were doing this up against on the border of Norway. Now, for the most part, Putin has just really defended his people. But, when it comes to Ukraine, he's really went too far, way too far. In the past, with that conflict they had in the past, with the sponsorship of the insurgents, so-called insurgents, which my friend Wheelbarger, who was there at the last conflict, claimed. He says they're not insurgents. He said they captured these guys last time and found out they were full-fledged Russian military. So anyway, that's what he says. He was there. So it's hard to argue against somebody there. But say Russia's also doing a whole lot of other things. They're courting still India. We thought we had India in our pocket. This article says Russia is India's old ally, and the U.S. is not known yet as a political partner. In fact, it says we're kicking sand at India and picking on them in a lot of ways. When Russia don't do that, they get more respect from Russia. They also get cheaper military systems and deals when they buy from Russia, and we're trying to get them to buy our stuff. So, look, guys, we gotta work on this alliance with India more. Of course, it might be that Russia is looking to India to be their partner and help, counteract China. It could have been us, maybe, right? But maybe we could have got better behavior from Russia if we could have dealt with what they're doing today. I don't know. All speculation, water under the bridge, but Russia is still in the business of seeking and developing brand new intercontinental ballistic missiles. Never mind that they already had developed that Sarmat missile, what we call the Satan II. They got this new one, which we don't know much about yet. It's apparently the replacement for this Yars missile, which is solid fuel like that was, unlike the liquid fuel Sarmat. But this is either a silo or a mobile-based missile. So they're trying to upgrade their forces. I'm not going to read this whole article, but you can come back in here and look at this RS-28 Sarmat. And then, of course, they got their new hypersonic missile. And we're having problems with our hypersonics. We just did a hypersonic test and it failed. But Russia is developing Avangard. China's developing hypersonic missiles. So we're behind them in that for whatever it is or is not worth. In case you didn't realize, here's the Sarmat, right? Yeah, this one is one bad hombre. This is the missile they said it could take out France or Texas on one missile. It's got MIRV warheads, and some of them can be hypersonic. This thing could even be launched over the South Pole and come to us over the Gulf of Mexico. We got all our stuff looking north, not south. So they could really stage a surprise attack. This is a very capable, most capable ICBM in the world, theoretically, or so we're told. Anyway, So, but given all these things and their radioactive tsunami torpedoes that could be carrying serve bombers aboard, the Poseidons, you know, which are drone torpedoes, which are basically drone submarines, nuclear powered, nuclear tipped. That thing is very frightening. So they tell us that Russia is frightened by this guy. Maybe they are. Maybe they just don't know what he's going to do, because he has been threatening Russia. He has been calling this man a killer. Maybe he is right. But, and actually, yeah, but, you know, what's he to gain from that? What is he to gain from that? So, and who on our side hasn't been? Is it the pot calling the kettle black? I don't know, guys. Let's go to another website here. Hang on. I just showed you a bunch of articles here of things, and just, you know, you can click on and on and on and on and on through here, and you can search for other variants of things in this. But yes, I was seeing if there's anything suggesting NATO is about to send troops, and I haven't seen diddle nothing. Just double checking, because I thought that other guy was smoking it, and I think that's still the case. So, but let's do this. Let's go to YouTube. You ever heard of YouTube? Oops. Oh, I'm gonna get. Let's go Green Greg's. Another guy. I'm on some specific video. What am I watching? Oh, it's the channel. All right, good. Hello. I don't hear that. So I'm gonna show you something real fast. And I did this video with Lee Wheelbarger, who's been there. Lee Wheelbarger has been there, and is actively tracking what's going on over there. And yeah, I get comments from people who are going, let's see, let's go to the news first. Let's scroll down. This one guy goes, I should blank out his name, but you can find it. It's there. It's public. I have read newspapers, misspelled papers, from India, Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, Germany, and none of them have any news about this. Who is telling you this propaganda? Okay. Boom. How about all these articles, my friend? Yeah. How about all that? Finally, I would have to, and then I said, finally, why would I have an interest in anti-Russian propaganda? I've been promoting the idea of making peace with Russia as a counter to China. This throws a monkey wrench in there. I just hope Russia doesn't actually invade. And then I even went in here and hit this, which is just in itself a whole link of articles. Just a whole repertoire of articles from DuckDuckGo on this topic. So, you know, there's no Russian troops around the Ukraine. Where do you get all this? Okay. But, you know, did he watch my video? Did he see Lee Wheelbarger in there? I mean, come on. And a couple other people wanted to know the same kind of thing. Because look, guys, here's what it boils down to. I might have said it right here. Whenever I can, I try to bring you cutting edge news that others won't. I mean, it's out there, but you got to dig for it. This guy was digging. Yeah, he dug it. He read all those newspapers. I believe he's right. And did he see it? No. Okay, so I got to give him a thumbs up for that. You know, he was reading stuff. He didn't see anything. Of course not. But don't ask me who's telling me this propaganda. Come on. You don't know me, obviously. You obviously don't know me. And another one asked a similar question when I sent her those articles. She thanked me. She said, okay, well, thank you. She just said, did this actually happen? And it's reported. Okay. And to her, I just kind of gave a little better answer to her. You know, some of the same stuff, not everything I sent him. She said, thanks for the links. See, I said, where was it? I think I sent more to her. Okay. Anyway, I'll stop the share. Hey, hello. Basically, what it boils down to is, many of you know, I have broken stories on this channel. I have broken stories on this channel. And I've also challenged other stories on this channel, quite often from far bigger YouTube channels. And in the end, like, you know, my friend Steve Benoon is Early News Live. I challenged him, and I was right. That's what he claimed did not come to pass, and I said it wouldn't. So, you know, guys, I just try to bring you the truth. I analyze things. I have been, you know, when I was a high school kid, I was reading books on military strategy. I've been in the military. When I was in high school, I was in ROTC. I joined the Army. I got out. I became an Army civil servant, working on the Strategic Defense Initiative under Ambassador Hank Cooper. He wasn't ambassador then, but he was like one of the top guys in the Pentagon, and I brought you him on this channel. Who brings you people like that? I brought you a general on this channel. I brought you Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, Command Sergeant Major Mike Mabee. I brought you Dr. Bradley. You know, I brought you many, many stellar people in the world of power grid defense, because we're trying to have solutions here. I chaired 2 power grid defense conferences. I started the Freedom Restoration Foundation. If you go to that site, you see lots of links about bills that are pending. You see lots of links about how you can take action, what you can do, not just at the federal level, but at the state level. I think that counts a lot. How many times do you hear me say that to spend your money, spend your dollar locally, because that's a local vote for your local businesses, and why that's important. You know, I talk about these things and other things. You know, I talk about, you know, don't fuel the enemy's, you know, caravan, you know, more or less. You know, don't send money to China and places like that. So, you know, I bring these things up. I talk to you about them because there are solutions. There's things we can do. And also pray. And I've talked about prayer and the power of prayer and why prayer, in my opinion, works. And I've done it in a topic called the universe in a solo cup, the multiverse in a solo cup. Yeah, I believe the universe is big and it has a greater creator over the whole thing. The universe doesn't have to be some little pie plate with a roof over it, you know, called Earth, and nothing else out there except water. Because greater creator is very great indeed. Yes, and I do believe in a greater creator. I've said that many times, okay? So, but my channel is not a religious channel. I often at the end of my live sessions do pray, because I believe in a prayer with the attendees. We pray for people that need help, because we're friends, we're family. And that's the way it needs to be. I'm here to help you as much as I can. And, you know, I look to you subscribers as friends and family. And a lot of us are, you know, drawing pretty close. And I've had good fortune meeting a few of you, and I really appreciate that. It's always a great opportunity, and maybe we'll do some more of that in the future. I might have a Green Greg's Rendezvous one day. So I hope y'all look forward to that. And, you know, I don't shill for anybody except you. I'm here for you. You know, I take care of myself too, of course, but, you know, I'm a very, very independent individual. So I don't know, I get a lot of flack from a lot of people, but these people probably don't even watch the videos, or they don't watch much. So obviously they don't know me, but God bless their hearts. God bless them. So, you know, that's a Southern thing to say, you know. So I'm a Southern with Viking ancestry. A redneck Viking, what can you say? He's into space and worms and organic gardening and eating the weeds and trees from outside. Yeah, that's the way I grew up. So, but you know, it's taught me a lot of life lessons that I can bring to you. things I can use to help you. And that's what I like to do, is try to help you with these things that I know, to share this knowledge. Do I know everything? Oh, heck no. We're all learning. We all go through life learning. And it's part of what we do. Anyway, we keep learning. If you're not learning, if you think you know it all, then you've allowed yourself to be deceived. So let's get through this stuff together. I highly encourage y'all to write me at info@freedomrestorationfoundation.org and put tribe in the subject line if you're interested in joining our survival tribes, or freedom if you're interested in joining the Freedom Restoration Foundation. Check out the organization, www.freedomrestorationfoundation.org. We're trying to make this a better world. We're trying to preserve our freedoms, my friends. We're trying to restore them, not just preserve them. And I believe we can, because I do believe in the end, we all win. All right, my friends. All that I'm going to say, hey, Greg, got some interesting red cup. I like your red cup. Just so I know you watch it to the end. All right, my friends. Thank you for watching. Y'all have an awesome night.